All right, welcome back, everybody, to another Wheat Thins FC video. We are doing something a little bit different this week. I wanted to do a lineup builder before the weekend and basically kind of figure it all out together. This is such a funny week because I have zero teams or zero lineups except for the free one, which you can see here on the screen, which I guess I finished top 50%. But I mean, this is pretty terrible. I picked the wrong side of the Napoli versus Milan game. Pulisic didn't even start, so that's not great. And Emerson played most of the game from what I saw, but obviously they got beat 2-0, and so not great from me. But let's see. We got our six lineups here for training, and then we will just kind of get off of Sorare altogether because we're going to do most of this on Sorare data and just kind of go through it all. So let's start with the pick scores. This is kind of always how I start, and I like to look at it from a rare perspective first. I have a more limited rare lineup, so for me, I prioritize three things right now. One is going to be Premier League, the second is La Liga, and the third is my under 23 lineups. So when we kind of look at those pieces, I'm not really playing contender, challenger, champion. I don't have a lineup for Bundesliga in rare, so that makes it pretty simple. And for the most part, right now, until the MLS stops and some of these other leagues stop, it's hard for me to play All Star because I just don't have a Messi or a card like that that's going to go off in the MLS that competes with any of my La Liga lineups where I can prioritize La Liga. And so until I can build out, a full set of three lineups in La Liga, three lineups in Prem, and potentially even three lineups in Bundesliga, I don't think I would ever prioritize All Star. But nevertheless, let's get right into it. We'll start with La Liga. I think this is going to be pretty cut and dry for me because of what the lineups look like and the kind of cards I currently have. So we have a Yamal, we have a Lewandowski. So we're looking at two of the top three forwards in there. They're both 100% to start according to the league specialists. I think they're going to run De Jong and Pedri and Olmo as the midfield this week, but we'll have to see. So I have a Pedri, and I expect that they're gonna run De Jong or Danny Olmo, and I don't have either of those cards, but we do have a Pedri, so Pedri's probably gonna be our pick for the midfield spot. If we look down a little bit further, I also have a Fermin. Although he's got 75% likelihood to play, I don't think he starts. I really don't think he starts. I think they'll hold him for the Champions League in the midweek and give some of these players that have been injured for a bit some time on the pitch, especially against a 17th ranked team at home. So we'll see what that looks like. We've got Zubimendi pretty far down the list, but still A rating, and not a favorable matchup exactly, away to Sevilla in 10th, but Zubimendi does usually okay. This is really interesting. I started using this a couple weeks ago. I was watching the So Rare Andrews show, I think it was, maybe on a Friday, where they started talking about pick scores. And some of the pieces on here I really started to kind of dive into. Projected lineup being the top one that gives him that. But I mean, Zubimendi's always been a card for, to just kind of score in that 55-60 range pretty consistently across the board. So if I need that, and that's probably okay to kind of fill in a spot here in one of my other lineups, but we'll have to just see. I do have a Galaretta, so we'll see what that looks like. Pretty good opponent score here. So a chance and home against Betis. This is a 5 versus 6 matchup. I mean, you can see right above. This is a Betis versus Bilbao. So we'll have to see what that looks like. But I think there's a chance there to really make something happen. So before we get too far down, let's jump on to defenders. Inigo Martinez, the man of the hour, the 30 plus year old center back, killing it for Barcelona, which is so funny. We don't have a card for him, so we're just not going to play that. But we do have further down the list a Jules Koundé and a Danny Vivian. We also have a Balde if he even pops up further down the list. He's down here. He's still an A rating, by the way, with a 56 here. So not too bad. Balde may jump into an under 23 lineup if we get a chance to build one of those. So for now, our top two picks are Jules Koundé and Danny Vivian, and I'm pretty happy with that. Let's jump to goalkeeper really quick and just check it out. I have Aguirre Zabala, double A pick at home versus Betis. I don't think he keeps the clean sheet. They've got it at 42%. That's pretty surprising. But a 52% win percentage. That's what I'm really looking at. And then obviously further down the list, Inaki Pena, uh, slated for 100% starting lineup. I don't think they'll rotate Chesney in, but they could. But I mean, that 85% win percentage and then a 48% clean sheet is pretty fantastic. I don't really care about the other two. The 3 goals against, I seriously doubt it. And 3 goals scored, that won't really affect Pena unless somehow he can get an assist on like a goal kick or something. So we'll see. But those are my two goalkeepers for the week. So we will jump over quickly to our lineup builder and build those lineups. All right, here we go. So Pena, let's throw him in. I know he's not the first choice pick over Aguirre Zabala, but we're gonna just keep with what we've got here. I really love these full stacks in La Liga, especially when you've got a matchup like this. I mean, first versus 17th is just ridiculous, honestly. So we're gonna pick Pedri here. I think Pedri gets a real nice shout. Yamal, Lewandowski, and I think we go Yamal, just like that. And that's beautiful. We love it. We keep it moving. Those guys are good to go. That's in Div 1. My Basketballers. I love that lineup name, by the way. It's fantastic. Julian Aguirre-Zabala, Danny Vivian. We're going to keep Balde potentially for our under 23 lineup. Ruiz Galarreta. I don't love this pick, but that opponent score is really high. And same thing with Fermin here. We're going to put him in the under 23 lineup if we get a chance. So we're going to do that. On this side, however, we're going to go with Julian Alvarez. Home versus the 18th ranked team. He's got to play. He's got to play. I think these are my 3 players for under 23. And so we're going to add in a Zubimendi here. And I like this lineup. I really like this lineup. And we're going to captain the striker at home against a bad team and hope they go off. I think it's a great shout. Julian Alvarez came off the bench. Let me see if I can show this on SofaScore really quick. Atletico Madrid were about to go out of the Copa del Rey. Look at this. He scored 2 goals, craziness, in the 81st and 89th minute to win them the game. And obviously, he's the man of the match. But here was the lineup they started, which was Riquelme, Sorloth, and Correa. And then obviously, if we jump to the substitutes, so he came in at the 58th minute and was the first sub for Riquelme, but we know for a fact that he ended up being the man of the match. So I expect him to get the start on the weekend because apparently Sorloth and his struggles continue despite having a great year last year. He is not following that up with a good first year at Atletico. So uh, we're gonna get Julian Alvarez the captaincy there, and then we will move on to our Premier League Classic lineups. And actually, we're gonna start with Premier League in season. We'll go Premier League in season first. It sort of picks itself, but I'll show you why in a second. And that's gonna be because we don't have that many Premier League in season players. So when we look at Vicario as our goalkeeper, 2024 is this is how I tell, but Pedro Porro got rested against Man City, so I expect him to stay in that starting lineup for the Prem. Obviously, like I said, he didn't play against Man City in the midweek, but he'll be in. James Madison also got rested. I expect him to be in. Now, here's where we're on a bit of a tight ship here. Heung-Min Son is 50-50 to play, but we're going to play him. And the reason for that being, I think he's got a real good shot at starting. They said that he was very likely for the weekend. And I just have a feeling that if you're going to play a big player like that, this is his chance to come back strong at home against Villa. And he's always been a player for the big occasion. So he's my pick. I love that. He's back. That's fantastic. And we're going to pair him up with another great spot. Where is he? Let's see. Am I missing? He's got to be around here somewhere. Let me see if I can find him, y'all. Hang on. Oh, there he is. He was right above Pedro Porro. Dom Solanke. And we're going to captain Sonny. Now, this is a big shout. I'm in Div 2. I don't know if he's going to play or not. This may change, and I'll check the lineups right before they get submitted tomorrow morning to see if there's updated news. I doubt there will be, but to see if there's updated news on Sonny ahead of the weekend. If he's not in, we'll flip things around and I will play either Brennan Johnson or like find a way to get Buonanotte in, but you'll see why those guys aren't in a second. So we're going to put Sonny in and hope for a big return from Heung-Min Son. All right, moving on. This should be a quick, easy stack to build. We've got Ederson in goal, away to Bournemouth. Again, didn't play. City decimated with injuries, but he was rested during the midweek. Rico Lewis definitely in. Phil Foden definitely in. The forward here is going to be Dwight McNeil. Now, this is because Dwight McNeil away to Southampton has a huge opportunity. Look at that matchup. Matchup is fantastic. I think scoring history is definitely actually in his favor, although his form in the last couple games hasn't been great. I think he is the guy for this. And really, I mean, he's gonna do well. He's gonna do well. I just have a feeling, despite the opponent's score and some of these pieces on here, I think he's got a chance. He always makes a big impact, and I think he will here. And then lastly, this is a bit of a reach, but we're gonna do it. I think he really is on just an absolute tear for Manchester City right now. He's gonna play out on the left wing, Mateus Nunes, and for fun, we could captain him. I don't think we're going to. I'm planning on captaining Phil Foden, but Mateus Nunes just looks like he's having fun out there, and that's what's great about it. I think he's going to be another great player to use this weekend. I've had this card in my club for a long time, and I've just haven't been using it. But we've got a chance to use him now that with City has nobody on their senior team anymore that's healthy. So we are going to use him, and that's the second stack. So we're going to switch gears here and really quickly jump to under 23 classic. Now, this is because you've seen me throughout this save some of the cards that we've got, and there's a reason for that. So Bart Verbruggen away to Liverpool, I don't think he's going to score great, but I think he has a chance. Balde at home, I think is going to be a great shout. Here's a great one here. Firmine. Look at this. And this is why we kept Firmine here. Again, look at these two. We've got Nico Williams, Brennan Johnson. So Brennan's been really good of late for Spurs. He'll definitely start. Nico Williams will also definitely start for against Betis. Balde and Firmine for Barcelona. And then Verbruggen's the only question mark with this lineup, but I think this is a pretty strong lineup here. And we are going to captain Nico Williams. We're going to give it to him. We're going to hope that that goes well. I think it will. I think that's a good lineup. I'm very happy. We're taking a bit of a punt on some players because for me it's only 75% to start because there are players like Frankie de Jong and Danny Olmo who could play in those spots, but we got a chance. And then our champion rare, we've got Donnarumma at home. He's going to do really well. Let's take a look. Let's follow that up with Nuno Men's at home. I think another great shout. Full stack on the defense here for PSG, but they're playing Lens. I have a feeling personally that they're going to do well, but we'll just have to see. I think Gundogan plays in a midfield of Gundo, Foden, and Kovacic with Bernardo Silva and Nunez out on the wings. So Gundogan away is not great. He hasn't scored terribly. He hasn't scored great, but I mean, away to Bournemouth gives him a great opportunity. I also love the opportunity here to play Buonanotte away against Ipswich, but we're going to prefer experience over hopefully higher potential score. I think Gundogan, let's see what he's got. And then here's where we're going with Dembele, AAA rated. I think that's an awesome opportunity. Now we get the chance to pick either John Stones or Ruben Diaz. Both should play. We're going to go. Ooh, this is such a tough one. I've put myself in a bit of a pickle here. I don't know that we go Zaire Emery here. I don't think that's a great choice. Let's see what we've got. This is an interesting spot. I don't know what to do exactly. We're going to go Buonanotte. I think Buonanotte. That's where we're going to put him. He didn't get into the under 23 rare lineup, but he's getting into this one. He's got a great chance here. Double A rating. I like that. 77, score of 77. That's a C plus, right? That's a C plus. I'd be thrilled with that. We'll go to our Scrappy Doo team here. We don't have a goalie for this lineup, which slightly concerns me. However, we will play. Let's play. Let's play Ortega, and then we are definitely going to go with the center back pairing of dreams. I think we play Romeo Lavia in the midfield, Cody Gakpo, John Stones, and let's give the captaincy there. Perfect. There we go. All right. And those are all of our in season lineups, everybody. There we go. That's pretty fantastic. Now, quickly, I'm not going to do a ton of explaining. I'm probably just going to click through a ton of these. So just bear with me. But we're going to fire off all of these Premier League lineups, and I'll give you some quick reasons behind them. Top dogs. This is my Div 1 lineup here. I'm thinking we go Ederson away. I think it's a better chance for them to hold. I like Josko Gvardiol. He's only at 75% to start. A little bit of a knock. Interesting. Oh, till 11-7. Interesting. So they're putting him out for a week. That's not great for me, but let's see if we can fill that slot somehow. Mickey Van de Ven is definitely not playing. Let's throw Destiny Udogi in there. I think that's fine. If we look at the rest of the lineups, I'm thinking Alexis McAllister. Ooh, at home? Yeah, let's go Zoboslai. We'll go attacking midfielder instead. Mo Salah, definitely. They're gonna just eat it up over there. And actually, let's do this. Let's go Bukayo Saka away to Newcastle here. I think that's another great shout. We'll save that lineup. Mo Salah's obviously the captain. Always kills it. Does a great job. My Liverpool stack now. And this is where we're gonna put Kelleher, Van Dijk, and everyone's favorite right back, Trent Alexander Arnold. And what if we full stack? What if we go Alexis McAllister here instead of Bruno? And let's go Cody Gakpo. And then let's captain. We're going to captain Trent because he really is that guy. So that's fantastic. Last but not least, let's make our third lineup. I think Pickford is our choice. Yeah, has to be. Has to be Pickford. I don't think there's any way around that. I actually really liked Reece James in the last game, and if he plays, he's got a great chance. So let's go pet Reece James here. I like James Madison, but I'd rather full stack them, so that's not gonna. But let's not full stack for now. Dejan Kulusevski, I think that's a good shout. And then last but not least, let's do this and go down and find again wherever Heung-min Son is. There he is. Perfect. And same thing, we're going to captain Heung-min Son. I will come back to this lineup if Son isn't playing. I will check it up until I can't check it anymore and the lineups are final and in, but certainly we will we'll be keeping our eyes on that one for a while. If I don't have a goalie, by the way, for this Bundesliga Classic game, I do. Perfect. We're gonna go. Oh man, we're gonna have to go Atubolu. Let's hang on. Let's pivot. I usually use Atubolu for my under 23 lineups, so let's just hang on 1 second here. Yeah, I think I have to prioritize. I would prefer to play under 23 than Bundesliga. And I don't know if that's something everyone would agree with. Let me know what you think, but I would prefer that. My Pacho card, definitely getting used here. Oh, Florian Wirtz at home. That's a fantastic lineup matchup for me. Oh, I would love to use Anthony Gordon here. Is he going to play? That seems very new information. He hasn't played in a while, by the way. For those that don't know, he's come off the bench once, but I don't know that he actually has been playing. And Sheshko, I wasn't planning on using Sheshko, but we can if we need to. We're gonna probably have to, huh? We're definitely gonna have to. So Benjamin Sheshko there, and we're definitely gonna give the captaincy to Florian Wirtz, the true star boy. There we go. I love that. And then let's get back into Champ Classic really quick. Where is it? There it is. Champ Classic. Perfect. Okay. Now, oh, no, we need to do Bundesliga. Bundesliga. Sorry about that, people. I'd cut it out in post, but you're getting it in real time. There we go. João Paulinho. My Xavi Simons is hurt. That's devastating. Loa Openda. Do I even have a fifth card for this? I don't have a fifth card. That's so funny because I used it. Hurt, hurt, hurt. Healthy, healthy. Sure. That's a terrible lineup. I'm not even going to play that. I think we'll put all of them on the bench. I think that's a bad choice. If I can use any of those cards elsewhere, I will, but we're going to choose not to play that. I don't think that's a good choice for me. All right. Where are we at? Champ Classic. We got two teams in Division 2 here. Now, this is where I want to use a bit of a combination. We're going to start with Jan Oblak. This is a great shout. Second. Oh, hang on. Let's just browse around. Let's see what we got in La Liga as far as opportunity. Jan Oblak, Javier Galan, Rodrigo de Paul. Do we have a forward? No, we don't. So we're not going to use them. So we're going to scratch the La Liga lineups. And then we will. We'll go back to Champ Classic. And we'll do this. We're going to go Oblak at home. Where's Galan? Does Galan play well? Not usually, but I believe in Galan. Ooh, could also do Milan away to Monza, but I think we stack. I think we stack here at home against the 17th ranked team. I think we stack, and then at home against Arsenal, Bruno Guimaraes. I love that opportunity. Let's do that. I think that's another great opportunity there. And then I just saw Alvaro Morata, but I don't think we can pass up Rodrigo de Paul. I think that's a great chance for Rodrigo de Paul, and we're gonna give the captaincy to him too. So let's see what we can do with that lineup. I think it's got a good shout. And then last but not least, let's build a full Tottenham stack for fun and just see what happens, people. We've got we've got a chance here with Vicario. I keep passing up on Romero. I keep passing up on Yves Basuma. We're not going to pass on them anymore. We're going to put him right into the lineup. We don't have any forwards left over. We do have a Morata. Away to Monza. Or Kyle Larin at home against Alaves. I think we go. I think we go with history here. Morata. And then let's go Pedro Porro. And we're going to captain. Let's captain Pedro Porro. If he clean sheets, he's the most likely to get 100. Actually, that's incorrect. Let's captain Romero and let's see what happens. He's got the best lineup matchup according to this, so we'll go with him. And those are the lineups, people. That is everything we're gonna build for the week. So thanks for sticking with me. Those are all my teams. Really quickly, we will run through them. We've got one, two, three lineups in Premier League Rare this week, two in the Classic, one in season, three in Limited for Premier League, and then two rare classic La Ligas, a rare classic champions, which I actually really like this lineup. Even though it only gave me a 77, I think that's going to be really good. That PSG group against Lens at home will be really strong. Two classic lineups here, a couple of under 23s. Let's see what they look like. And then we'll see how it goes. But thanks for sticking with me. If you're still here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And we'll catch you after the weekend to see how we did. Bye.